Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
And what is up, you guys? Welcome back. The New York Mets are riding high and looking to make it 8 consecutive wins as they get ready to take on the Washington Nationals for a 4-game wraparound series here into Monday. The red hot New York Mets back in action after a day off on Thursday. What's up, guys? I'm Tony Metro. As usual, a little bit of housekeeping duties to do here. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for all my daily Mets content. Leave this video a like and leave a comment. What do you think? Are the Mets going to take advantage of a weak Nationals bullpen like I had posted in my YouTube video earlier today? Worst earned run average in all of baseball. It's up over 6, nearly 7. So that's one thing to keep an eye on here this weekend. But glad to have you guys here with me. Hopefully it is a good weekend for the Mets. I suspect it will be, and it's hard to be as good as it was this past week when the Mets were at home at Citi Field. Sweeping the Cardinals in a 4-game series and then sweeping the Phillies to put them now 5 games up on Philadelphia in the National League East standings. Too early to be worrying about that stuff, but you keep getting fat early in the season and good things happen. You can have those little mid-season follies and struggles that are bound to happen to every team, but so far it has been a really, really fun start to 2025 for the New York Mets. So lots of fun. Glad you guys are all in here. Let's get started. Let's first take a look at the New York Mets. Like I said, trying to take this to an 8-game winning streak here today against the Nationals. They'll be taking on Jake Irvin. Kodai Senga, of course, is on the bump for the Mets this evening. But obviously, the thing everyone is most paying attention to is the return to the lineup for 2 of the Mets starters, Jeff McNeil and Francisco Alvarez. I'm blanking as I'm trying to make sure everything is functioning here in the stream. But Jeff McNeil and Francisco Alvarez promoted today from AAA Syracuse or AA Binghamton, wherever they've been hanging out for the past day or so. We knew that when they were going to be healthy, that they'd be coming up this on Friday. What was really surprising was that the Mets did, in fact, opt to send Brett Baty back down to AAA. If you guys have been watching my channel, I've been pounding the drum that I was pretty certain, despite his really slow start, that it would be Jose Azocar going down instead of Brett Baty, especially when they started giving reps to Jeff McNeil in center field during his minor league rehab assignment. You know, I was under the impression that with Jose Siri out for the next 8 to 10 weeks, that they'd be fine with Tyrone Taylor getting the majority of starts, Luis Angel Acuna, who has center field experience as well in the minor leagues, and then a little bit of Jeff McNeil and a little bit of Brandon Nimmo. But instead, Brett Baty, despite hitting the home run off Zach Wheeler on Wednesday, is sent down to AAA. Probably for the best for his development at this point. I mean, I don't know what the Mets believe in him at this point and what other teams might value him as, but probably the best thing for Baty to get consistent at bats. I'm really happy Luis Angel Acuna is still here on the roster. But both Jeff McNeil and Francisco Alvarez making it into today's starting lineup. So let's take a look at that as I try to adjust my camera just a wee bit. There we go, a lot better. So here is your New York Mets starting lineup here for this evening against the Nationals, if I could find it, and there it is. So, pretty typical 1-2-3 as usual. This has been the 1-2-3 for every game so far this year. We have got, I'm all over the place right now as we tried to, if you can tell, revamp our stream, and we're still working on it, getting a lot of things done over here. But Lindor, Soto, Alonso, Nimmo in the cleanup spot again, which I'm really not crazy about. Nimmo is not a cleanup hitter. I get order doesn't really matter in Major League Baseball, at least modern day Major League Baseball anymore, but it's been a real struggle for Nimmo. I would have liked to see him get dropped in the order, maybe to 6 or maybe even into the top 3. I wouldn't mess with that right now because they're all performing so well. And Soto, even though he's had a little bit of shortcomings in the batter's box so far, I think he's most comfortable in the 2 spot, so I wouldn't mess with that. Everything is falling apart here, guys. We are really having a struggle here today. A late stream, as we tried to get everything here together on the new format. And hopefully you guys think it's improved, but we're going to change it up some more. So don't get too used to this one right now. Anyway, Lindor, Soto, Alonso, Nimmo hitting cleanup, Mark Vientos hitting 5th, Jesse Winker back in the lineup once again, followed by Francisco Alvarez hitting 7th, his debut of the 2025 season. The guy we are hoping is going to be that 25 or 30 home run backstop for the foreseeable future. Hopefully the injuries are a thing of the past, and this is where he can finally take off and turn into that guy. And then after him, Jeff McNeil making his first start of 2025. Of course, the oblique strain in spring training, and that's why he's been out. He is hitting 8th, followed by Tyrone Taylor. So really interesting to see both these guys. I mean, I figured they'd both be in the lineup pretty much immediately. I'm very interested to know how often is Carlos Mendoza going to play these guys on a consistent basis. Number one, in the catcher position, Luis Torrens was beyond serviceable. I mean, he was excellent in the time that Alvarez was out. I mean, you could not have asked for any more. I mean, he went above and beyond my wildest expectations. And even a little golf clap for Hayden Sanger, because he was extremely serviceable as a backup catcher to Torrens over the first 25 games or so. So really impressed with both those guys. But getting back to Torrens, he's earned some at-bats. And you're going to have to ease Alvarez back into things. You're not going to put Torrens' hot bat over the development of Francisco Alvarez, but if he's really off to a slow start, the Mets need to consider getting Torrens in there a little bit more often than maybe we might have originally anticipated. As for Jeff McNeil, I really like what we got out of Luis Angel Acuna. I don't know what Jeff McNeil is anymore. I really don't. After the last 2 years, I just can't affirmatively say that he's the best option for them at second base. I really liked what we got out of Acuna defensively. I think he swings the bat pretty well. It's not always pretty, but he's also got that speed that basically turns a walk or a single almost into an automatic double because he can steal second base. That being said, Jeff McNeil will get some run, and he will also get opportunities to play all around the diamond, whether it's a corner outfield position, whether it's in center field, or at second base. So interesting to see. This is how the lineup went here today. Let's take a look at Jake Irvin, who is pitching for the Nationals. He is entering his 4th season so far here in 2025. 3.68 ERA over 5 starts. His last time out, 6 1/3 innings pitched, 2 runs on 3 hits versus Colorado. He's 28 years old, not exactly a prospect anymore, but the Nationals are quietly starting to build that foundation. They've got a lot of prospects coming up, not coming up, but that have finally kind of landed in the district, including James Wood, who we will see a lot of this series, and Dylan Cruz. But their starting pitchers, not so much until now. Mackenzie Gore looks like he's arrived, as well as who will face later in this series, Mitchell Parker. But tonight, Jake Irvin, despite being 28 years old, maybe just a bit of a late bloomer. He's made 4 career starts against the Mets, 4.50 ERA, 13 runs in 26 innings, so not exactly great numbers. But individually, the Mets haven't had a lot of success, at least the guys in this lineup tonight. Lindor has the most. He's hitting 500, 5 for 10 in 10 at-bats, 4 RBIs for him. Soto's never had a hit, but he's also got 1,000 on-base percentage, a.k.a. he walked in his lone appearances. Pete Alonso has worn the collar against him, 1 for 11. Then you got Brandon Nimmo, decent numbers, 3 for 12. That's a 250 average, but a home run and 4 RBIs. Mark Vientos, 0 for 9 against him. Jesse Winker's also hitless in 3 at-bats. Francisco Alvarez, 1 for 11. So you look at that there from the 5, 6, 7 hitters. They are combined 1 for 23 between Nimmo, Vientos, and Winker against, what's his name? I can't even think of his name. Jake Irvin. Oh my gosh, this is a tough stream, guys. And then McNeil 1 for 7, Taylor 1 for 5. So 3 combined hits from the 5 through 9 hitters in approximately 30-something at-bats. Not exactly great, but the Mets have been hot. Let's see if they can break through here. And meanwhile, of course, we know Kodai Senga is going to be on the mound for the Mets. So Kodai Senga has been fantastic. 0.79 ERA, of course, as we know. The whip below 1. 14 of his 20 strikeouts this year have been on the Ghost Fork. He is entering now for his 5th start of the season. Always has had very good career numbers against Washington. I'm expecting him to continue this dominance. I'm not saying he's going to go out there and just be ridiculous, but I do expect him to have a really solid start once again and keep this trend of great starts for the Mets rotation going. This is the Nationals lineup that he will be facing here this evening. Wow, tough. Leading off CJ Abrams. Hopefully he's not been out at the casino too late anymore. We know he got suspended last year at the end of the year and sent down to minors for being at a casino late last season by the Nats. James Wood, who I mentioned, this kid may have arrived. 7 homers on the year, OPS over 900. He came over in the Juan Soto trade with the Padres a couple years ago. Nathaniel Lowe hitting third. Keibert Ruiz looks like he may also be breaking out. He is someone that they traded for with the Dodgers when the Nats sent Max Scherzer and Trey Turner over to LA a couple years ago. And then Garcia Jr., Josh Bell, who we're very familiar with, seems to always kill the Mets, no matter what uniform he's in. He started with the Nats, of course. Then he was with the Padres, the Marlins. He killed us with both of those teams, including a homer in the 2022 wild card round with the Padres against the Mets. But back with the Nationals, Dylan Cruz, one of the prospects I was talking about before as far as position players for the Nats, he looks like he's up and coming. And then Tena and Young rounding it out. So going to be interesting to see if Senga can handle this lineup. Shouldn't be a problem. I mean, the Ghost Fork's been ghosting. Like, what else can you ask for? It's a Friday night. Mets are going to make it 8 in a row. Tough stream for me, guys. Sorry about that. We've been running around like crazy trying to get all these things put together, but glad you guys could join in, and we will be doing a post-game recap as well. Hopefully a little more organized than this one was here right now. But Mets about to begin in about 5 minutes. Let me know in the comments section, what do you think the final score is tonight? My prediction, I think the Mets win 5-3. And how about this for a bonus? Juan Soto going to go yard in his old stomping grounds out in Washington, D.C. That's it for right now, guys. Tune in later for the post-game stream where we recap, hopefully, the Mets' 8th consecutive win to put them 12 games over 500. Until then, I'm Tony Metro. Stay true to the orange and blue.